you can copy and paste from it if you choose to do so. So I feel like in order for these online classes or parties to be successful, you have to have a few things. You have to have a really great script. You can use mine or your own, whichever you prefer. And I'm not selling anything here, so I don't care what you do or you use. You or your host, you need to be in constant contact with everyone. And I probably don't even need to say that because we're all Bloom Presidential Diamonds here and you understand that already, but you need to follow up like crazy. Like if there's one thing that I've learned about the online world, it's that the follow-up online is very different from the follow-up offline. Like I'm having to have those no longer like those 12 different contacts, but it's like 20 different contacts with someone before they're willing to enroll with me. And I've also found several new builders while doing this because people were more willing to say yes to building the business because A, they're out of work, and they need an extra source of income. And then B, I'm finding that more people are willing to do something online that only takes copying and pasting from like a Google Doc form and being able to work from their phone at night after they get home from work and they've bathed the kids and fed them and put them to bed. So it's something that's for stay-at-home moms, for working moms or even stay-at-home moms too. It gives them something where they're like, okay, I don't have to pack everything up. I don't have to take everything to a class. I can sit home and I can recreate this business while from my cell phone. So these next few slides here, it's just me breaking down all of this for you. I'm sure you guys are already well aware of this, but I really do appreciate it when I don't know what I'm hopping into and someone breaks everything down for me. And I get this question often, so I wanted to show all of this to you guys. A lot of people ask me, like, what's a group versus an event, and why would I want to create a group instead of an event? So the first thing you do when you create this is you want to make sure that you are creating a group or over an event, because you cannot schedule posts in events. You can only pre-schedule posts in groups. So, and then as soon as you do that, you'll upload your cover photo and you'll create, your name and etc. And it'll look exactly like this, basically in a nutshell. And then you're going to put your pin post there. And it's really important for me when I'm creating my online class is to have something that when people hop into it, within 15 seconds of them hopping into your group that you've invited them to, or the hostess of that class has invited them into, they're going to say, do I want to come to this or don't I want to come to it? Do I want to join it and see what this girl has to say or not? So you want to make sure that your pin post that you pin to the top of the group is something that intrigues them or invites them in there. It's a quick rundown of what you're selling, because they're like, is this snake oil? Is this legit oil? Like, what is this? And then the next thing you want to do is obviously do the invites. And then I like to set up an introductory post to kind of tell a little bit about myself, because you're online, people don't know who you are. I like to put a picture of myself, my kiddos, my husband, and then talk about, who I was before I started doing essential oils. I was a registered dental hygienist. I'm married to my high school sweetheart, something that gets them, gains me a little bit of credibility with them. And then it's time to start scheduling your posts. So you'll just be grabbing all the information from my Google Doc or yours, whatever you prefer. And then the really important part of this, when you're copying and pasting the information from the Google Doc into your group, is you want to make sure that you are scheduling out like ahead of time. For me, I like to schedule things out so that I know during the class when things are pre-posting, I can be there and I can be actively typing and engaging with other people. So you'll see at the bottom right-hand corner, it'll say schedule post, and then all you have to do is set the date and time. And in my Google Doc form, you'll see everything it'll tell you exactly what time to schedule everything for it. It's laid out for you. It's pretty easy. You can share this with, yourself, your builders, whatever you want to do. It's in a copy and paste version, so you wouldn't be able to edit my form there even if you tried. So example, 3 days before, 2 hours before, as you can see above there. And then I even include what to personally message people who you're inviting. So it's like foolproof for anybody can use this that starts out with doTERRA. So I can talk about this, or I can show it to you. I have my class brought up here so I can quickly run through it with you, just so you can see how easy this is. So the first thing I do is I add the cover photo, and then there's the introductory post. And then I like to create engagement. So something that pushes me up into people into people's news feeds, you know, with the Facebook algorithms, and something that I'm asking people questions that they have to answer below. So, you know, I'd love to know, let me know which one you are. And I usually do this like 5 days before I'll put a post up, and then 4 days before the class I'll put a post up, and then 3 days, then 2 days, and then the day before, and then the day of. I'll put up like right here the product guide in case anyone would like to see it. And they can like take a little quick view through there and kind of see what essential oils are before they dive into them. And then the day of, I typically like to post this. So like, what is a Facebook essential oils class? I'll be showcasing some incredible information. All of our posts are numbered. Need help or have questions, or refresh so you don't miss a thing. Just some easy stuff that they know exactly what they're doing. And then I put a 7-minute video of myself and telling about my story and what essential oils sold me on essential oils, just so they can have a little bit of like, okay, there's that girl again, and there's her like smiley face, and I, you know, they have that credibility with me. That's like a second touch. And then I remind them an hour before we start. Typically in here, I am also privately inbox messaging. I'm asking the host, and you'll see this in the Google Doc. I'm asking the host, and me, myself, personally, I'm also private messaging people just to remind them of the class as well too, because sometimes the host doesn't do that. It depends on the host. If you have a great host for your class, you're gonna have a killer class that's following up with people. It's gonna be great. But if your host isn't actively engaged with the people they invited to the class, it's not gonna work out so well. So you have to take the initiative to do it yourself. So 30 minutes, 10 minutes before time, and then bam. I like to run my classes, my online Facebook classes. I do a 1-hour class. Some people, they're like, that's way too overwhelming, and they will do 2 days or 3 days or 4 days. I prefer 1 hour, one post every 2 minutes. So for 1 hour, they're going to post every 30 posts. And then they're all numbered. So we talk about essential oils, and we go through the history of essential oils, and then essential oils in modern medicine, and Mayo Clinic, and Source to You, and so on and so forth. So I'm just basically posting these bam, 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 bam. They're getting great information. I like including myself in some of these pictures just so they can say, there's that girl again. She's getting more credibility with me. And then compact sourcing, essential oil safety. And then we finally get to the essential oils, and I talk about each oil individually that's in pretty much all like your favorite kits that we have to offer. I like to include the pretty pictures because I feel like it kind of sells, and people like pretty pictures and all the above. And then at the very end, we have this post right here, which kind of is my call to action, where I like to have people enroll. So this is like the enrollment part. Now, all of these photos I got off of OneDrop. So in order to gain access to these photos, you'll have to have a membership to OneDrop and start using that. You can use any of the other photos, but you can also, if you don't have a membership to OneDrop, you can use something else, but these aren't included in the Google Doc. So right here, I talk about just basically enrolling, and I use my fun verbiage. And I also take the time right now to also, if someone has been commenting along throughout the hour-long class, I also inbox messages to them too. And then in case if I have any Audible learners, people who just don't like to view things and they want to hear things instead, I also include a live version of me teaching essential oils class. And then I end with another call to action of the 3 types of people that come to online Facebook classes or classes in general. If you're like a sharer, a builder, or a sharer, someone that would like to purchase the products, or a builder. And then I like to do a fun oily giveaway for one of the 5 milliliter bottles of wild oranges that are in the class in the boxes. And then the key to all of this and how I've kept this going during this time is every single time I host a class with someone, I have to book another class to keep that snowball effect going. So I private message everyone again and ask them if they'd be interested in hosting their own online class that they can earn free products as well too. Typically I give around 20%. So I tell people what 20% of the volume that's generated in your class, you'll earn free product back from me. You can do whatever you'd like, but I think that works out the best. And then the next morning I just say, good morning. It's not like too late to look through all of our stuff. And then it's really important to let people know when you're closing the class, just so you can kind of create that sense of urgency so that people are ready to enroll with you. So that right there is the class in a nutshell. And I'm going to go ahead and copy the link here so I can throw it in. I'm going to stop my screen here in case any of you guys have questions for me. And I'm going to drop my Google Doc form into the messages. Right now is where you're going to want to grab this Google Doc form and then go ahead and save it to your computer.
Hey, Stephanie, while you're doing that, there are a few questions that came in through the chat. Do you want me to just tell you them out loud and you can answer them?